Hey fam, I just got back from the 2018 Yu-Gi-Oh! North American World Championship Qualifier. It is the tournament where we decide who we're going to send to the World Championship from everybody who qualified. There was about 1,800 duelists this year, and it was an incredible experience. And I've been to these events before, usually as a judge. I've actually judged at a lot of championship series, including the World Championship. But this year I did something completely different. I knew the second they announced where the event was going to be held, what my game plan was. And we found out at a regional because somebody had some inside information. Basically, it was posted on the calendar of the event center, but it was in Fort Worth. And if you know anything about me, you know that I live in Dallas right now, so Fort Worth isn't a far stretch to bring all of the stuff that I brought to the event. I didn't apply to be a judge this year. It's the first time that I haven't judged in quite a long time. In 2014, I actually skipped out on that so I could do a really big photo shoot in another video that I call Sand and Gold of Fairwood Town out in Great Sand Dunes National Park. But this was basically the same thing. The only thing that'll pull me away from judging a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament is cosplay, it seems. And this year was a lot of costumes. I decided that my plan was I was going to attend the event in full cosplay, which is kind of my modus operandi. It was what I used to do at all these different events. It's actually how I met a lot of people that I know through Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, is I used to go as Jade and Yuki and Yami Yugi to all these different like pre-releases and sneak peeks and regionals and stuff like that way back in the day. We're talking like a decade ago. Nowadays, I mean, you can tell how much fun I have because my voice is going out. I went to all 3 days of the event in cosplay, so 5 costumes. Jade and Yuki, Yami Yugi, Maximilian Pegasus, and even NAWCQ and Playmaker. NAWCQ is brand new, and so you gotta figure out where's the timetable here. The announcement was made in February, and I knew then what I was going to do, so I basically like just worked on prepping all my costumes. I didn't want to wear anything in advance, so when I went to A-Con, which I've got another video for that too, I didn't wear any Yu-Gi-Oh! Costumes when I was there, because basically I was saving everything for marriage. The idea is I want everything to be perfect and get all my decks ready. I want to say thank you, first and foremost. If I hadn't taken the time for that, there was a lot of people who were really supportive of this. Some people sent me cards in the mail, other people were really nice when I was at the tournament scene. Even the judge program was really responsive to the fact that I wasn't helping out the event in an official capacity, but I definitely was doing my job to kind of make it just a really fun experience, and it shows. I've gotten a chance to talk to a lot of people that I met through the event, and it was a really great time. What I'm going to do today is basically cut you guys through each and every day of the event and what I did, some of the pictures and photos and videos that I got. Day one, it took me a long time to get to the event because essentially to get all those wigs into the car and out, I had to put everything, basically bolt all the wigs down to a tray and on a big piece of particle board and bring NAWCQ and Yami Yugi and Pegasus and Playmaker, like I said. Jade and Yuki, you can just throw them in the back, it doesn't matter. No harm to GX fans, but yeah, I was able to get those all in the back of the car and just drive, which meant that I got to the venue pretty late. My plan, like I said, was just to enter side events, have a general good time, in costume like I was used to doing, and so I got to do just a brief walkthrough around at about the last 2 or 3 hours of the event as Jade and Yuki with some big bright red shiny shoes. I'll have to get a picture of that because I don't have those right on hand. But yeah, it was cool. I entered a structured deck tournament. People didn't quite get it, so I got like a few pictures. I got to check in with everybody. They had seen me because I had cosplayed Jade and Yuki at the Ultimate Duelist Series in Chicago about a year or so ago. And that was fun, and you know, I got to hold up the big belt and everything, and rock out some Neospatials, and my record of that event was terrible, because I was actually in the main event for that when I qualified. But yeah, no, it was just kind of a warm-up, just to kind of see what the venue was about and everything. It's at the beautiful Fort Worth Convention Center, which, like I said, I was just at A-Con for, so that was really fun to be in my element, know what to do, and know where all the cool places for photos and videos were, like you saw at the beginning of the video, some of the cool photos and videos that I got from that. But the next day is where we kind of shifted into Turbo, and I don't want to say rev it up because I didn't have any 5Ds cosplay, although maybe later this year we'll have that. But Yami Yugi was what I wore on Saturday morning, and Yami Yugi is huge and gigantic, and I fixed up the way I kind of did it like a bonsai tree where you just flip off all the excess, did a little bit of work on the front so that it looked all nice and clean, and it definitely was eye-catching to say the least. I came down at about 9 a.m. and you can see me from a mile away. And all the staff, all the venue was really cool because they had just hosted A-Con, so they were used to cosplayers walking around. I was the only cosplayer at the time, so I mean, it was really, you know, I guess I stood out really well. There were a couple other cosplayers that came intermittently, but nobody really was there the entire event. Shout out to those people. It's always really nice to see people who like are brave enough to go out there and give it their all. With Yami Yugi, though, remember, I'm not entered in the World Championship Qualifier, and I'm not judging either, so I just have to kind of make my own fun in that sense. There's a lot to do, though. If you haven't been to one of the major Yu-Gi-Oh! Events, it's important to give that a try someday. They had a booth where you can make tokens of yourself. I mean, you don't necessarily have to do it the way that they have the cards in the TV show where you're, like, trapped in the card. You just pose with your friends, and those cards can be used as any token for, like, scapegoats or even some of the weird cyber sponsors that just came out to generate tokens, like Food Stagard. But beyond that, there's also this giant card duel that was really a lot of fun in cosplay. I also got to rock out the giant. There's got a dual terminal, not dual terminal. Well, they had a dual terminal arcade machine, but they had a Duel Links touchscreen. It was a really giant, maybe like 6 foot tall screen, where they were just trying to, you know, giving people demos of what Duel Links is about. So besides messing around with the dual terminal and the Duel Links machine and the giant card duel and getting tokens made and stuff like that, the first thing I did was I entered into one of the structure deck tournaments. Everyone uses the same deck and no one has a distinct advantage. It's a little bit of luck of the draw, but it's also skill, your familiarity with the cards, your ability to know when to hold them and to fold them. It was the Link Strike starter deck, so it's the one that teaches you how to Link Summon, the very first product from Link Brains. But when you win, you get to choose any mat of your choosing, and I went for the Cyber's Link structure deck playmat, which is featuring Encode Talker here and Trigate Wizard. It was really neat to get this because it's one of the items that you don't get if you judge. I don't know if you guys know, but the judge program can be really rewarding, but you don't get access to everything. They save a lot of products for those who win tournaments. And so yeah, it was really neat to be able to, you know, in full costume, rock out the tournament, and all 3 rounds were really exciting. I remember them because they were really intense. That's the thing, but even though we're all using the same deck, everybody there wants to win. Nobody wants to go home empty-handed, but there could be only one winner, and so just card after card, you know, it was really about reusing your resources with the Cynet Universe Field Spell card and, you know, making sure to activate your trap cards and also keep track of your opponent's graveyard. So really just good classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Beyond that, I visited some of my friends over in the Dragon Duel section. I had a parent whose kid was just learning Yu-Gi-Oh! And rocked out a Cubics deck that I had loaned them. It's really hard when you're just first getting to the competitive scene, so obviously they didn't win the entire event, but he got some good games in, and so that was really neat to see somebody who was just learning Yu-Gi-Oh! Sort of beginning the journey that you guys and me have already been on from the very beginning, from scratch. And it was also neat to see judges' reactions and the Konami staff reaction to my giant Yami Yugi-sized hair, because you gotta realize it sticks out really, really far. I also got a lot of photos, which I'm gonna be putting up on Instagram and Facebook as I get those, but here's, you know, kind of a preview of some of those. We did photo shoots for Yami Yugi and Pegasus, and of course NAWCQ and Playmaker. Jaden, not so much. Jaden, like I said, it was really just kind of in and out. After a while, though, you know, I met up with some of my other cosplay friends, and I felt like I had gotten about as much Yami Yugi as I needed, and so that's when it was time to change into Maximilian Pegasus. And it's really funny that Pegasus gets so much of a better crowd reaction. I think that's pretty, I should understand that by now because I've seen that from my Pegasus video being on Mega Capital G channel, which is thanks again for that, for the reaction I got on Twitch when I streamed in it, and people just love Pegasus, and I think it's a little bit more normal. Even some of the judge staff was just like, you know, we love your Yami Yugi, but this is clearly the main winner. I had a Toon deck that was lent to me by a friend, and it was really just a lot of fun to show people that Toons are still good. Comic Hand, if you don't know what it does, it takes control of your opponent's monster and turns it into a Toon, and with Toon Kingdom, that means it can attack directly and not be affected by card effects and not be targeted. Well, it's affected by card effects, but it can't be targeted, it can't be destroyed because you can banish cards off the top of your deck instead. Anyhow, it's incredible, and being able to really use that and use Hidden Armory and Terraforming and Toon Table of Contents to set that up and then attack them essentially with Toon Crystal Wing Dragon and Toon Sky Strikers was just way too much fun, rocking out the creator of Duel Monsters. But that was pretty much Saturday. On Sunday, I rocked out very quickly a new costume that nobody had seen before. I have not worn NAWCQ, and you've seen in some of my other videos, he's always been kind of sitting in the background, just the crap foam shape, but I hadn't finished him, and so I knew that I wanted to wear something new, but something that kind of fit in with the general tone of where Yu-Gi-Oh! Was at. They did announce that there were some cool voice actor deaths, but I wanted to fill in those gaps where, you know, obviously everybody loves, you know, Oliver Wyman and Greg Abbey and stuff, but there wasn't any representation from the new shows, which we'll probably see that maybe like next year. But yeah, so I finished my NAWCQ costume, which some people didn't know what it was, but they knew that it was the guy on the Link Strike starter deck. And I actually had a line pretty early on Sunday morning after I did photos and everything, which I guess you guys will be able to see on Instagram when this come out, to duel me. And Cyberse are really good right now. I mean, yeah, you had to tech in some Nightmare Phoenix and some Nightmare Cerberus. I even got a photo of what my field looked like when I almost completed the extra link, but I was just one card short. Although there's a firewall on the other side, so I wasn't really going to be extra linking anyway. But that's really meta. And right now, the meta is very anime. I mean, think about the top two. Wrestlers, Goki, Go Onizuka, or Gore Onizuka from the dub, versus Yuya Sakaki's Pendulum. And beyond that, Sky Striker Trickstar is just kind of a stone's throw away from rocking out a full blue Angel deck. So yeah, I mean, like, really, anime cards are good now in a way that's never been the case, like, for most of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. So the other thing I got to do is rock out Playmaker for the first time in person. I've done photo shoots before, but I actually redid his wig. I plucked off the yellow from the front and stuck it onto a new, sort of better colored background. Both the wigs were from Arta, so shout out to them for just having a really great color palette that when you need something that specific, you can find it. But yeah, no, it was really cool to be able to wear that in public with, like, the suit. There's actually a moment where I was taking a photo in front of the big Playmaker banners. They have these giant banners of, like, Yami Yugi and Jaden Yuki, and they've had them for a couple of years now, and they just add a new one every time one of the new shows come out. But I really did draw from the source material a lot when I was making my Playmaker suit. So I looked like I was in camouflage, and it was really funny. I was having a conversation with a friend, and the other person didn't know that I was there until their eyes sort of focused and they realized I was up against this background. It's true, my colors are drawn directly from the anime, so that was really neat. People responded a lot to Playmaker. Pegasus, they interacted with, like, the heart, the soul, the eye, but with Playmaker, they knew it was something special, so I got stopped for a lot of photos on that, and I got to take photos, in front of the stage, and even when some of the voice actor guests were, like, really reaching out. In fact, Oliver Wyman actually asked me if I could get a Astra Phoenix costume together, so might be doing some GX sometime in the future. Honestly, thank you guys for such a warm reception, a warm welcome. I had a great time dueling everybody. The giant card duels were great. Entering the side tournaments was really a lot of fun. Rocking out on the dual terminal machines against people was really cool. The whole thing was just amazing. Duel Links on the giant displays, hanging out with Dragon Duelists. I can't imagine this weekend going better. It's probably the most fun I've ever had in cosplay. And you can tell because my voice is out. Usually it's a higher register, and no, I can't even make those sounds anymore because I used up all that fun of the weekend. But hopefully you guys will check out a Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series qualifier event or the World Championship Qualifier sometime soon. The 200th YCS is coming up in Columbus, and it's going to be just as big and just as exciting. In fact, we're having one in Mexico, one in Europe, and one in the United States in Columbus, Ohio, just in September. So that's something to look forward to, and maybe check out the stream for that. But yeah, find Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I always find people like, oh man, I didn't know that was going on. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Carnival. It's not just for the people who are in the tournament, it's for everybody. So if you like the game, if this wall means anything to you, check it out on the website. I'll put some links down so you can find a tournament store near you, because like this game has been so kind to me and I know it can be kind to you. That's pretty much it, guys. I will see you next time, hopefully on stream sometime soon, and definitely in more videos. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down in the section, but until then, good luck in your future duels. I'll see you, man. Take care.